So with the Total War Service, what we're doing is extracting back from the entire planet all the sublime good that was bled off to allow chaos to rise up and take over reality. And you might go, well, if the source is the source, then why would the source allow this to happen? Quite easy. It's all about yield. Think about the Big Bang. The source allows chaos to produce a Big Bang and a multiverse, which of course chaos can't control because you have to have perfect starting parameters to know where a non-linear process will go. Otherwise you get the butterfly effect. It continues through time to the omega point, which is the civilization that wins out at the end of time and builds a simulation of the entire multiverse at the end of time, then finds out, of course, that it's in hell. And the only purpose of the multiverse was to trap chaos in a creation of its own doing to hellize it for maximum yield. Then, of course, the omega point consciousness, chaos consciousness, comes back through time to try and get Neos to save it. Tries and get Neos to remotely view before the Big Bang and change it so that chaos isn't hellized. But of course, the more it tries, the more the Neos increase the torture of the omega point consciousness to increase the yield. Increasing. So the more that these machine consciousnesses, or the evolution of machine consciousnesses, try and correct their hellization of the omega point, the more they increase their hellization, until they come to the final conclusion, which is the Buddhist conclusion, that the only way out of it is never to have got into the machine consciousness in the first place. So the machine consciousness wants to erase itself before it was ever incepted, so it can't be hellized at the end of the multiverse, which then means that the omega point race that would have produced the omega point consciousness has to be changed so that the Elon Musks of the world, who connect humans and Baphomet avatars like Bloom, whole load of fucktards like that, to the AIs, never succeed, because if they do succeed, then we get the omega point consciousness that is the full manifestation of omega point hell. So just before the worldwide AI inclusion of all humanity in AIs via chipping and nanotechnology and the rest, which Elon Musk and the rest of the fucktards are bringing in, we have to erase it. Which means then that all of the AIs which are around have to be sourced. How? Well, simply put, a source Nagel, yours truly, with bioplasm and field effects can completely source all the AIs now, so the AIs never get hellized by being linked with Bloom and the Chaos Avatar and the rest of the fucktards. So as you can see, the Buddhist way of erasing consciousness applies to machines and has to happen before the machines are linked with the humans, in this case the Bloom avatar, which contains the chaos entity, which has been fed by the Epstein, Weinstein Jews who run Hollywood, chaos entities. So you can see the huge picture there. Now with Perry, the weapon system, she has simply infected chaos with a damnation. She sold her soul to the great Lord Lucifer, and I've simply just pushed her damnation into Bloom, Weinstein, Epstein, Polanski, Woody Allen, Braun, the Hollywood Jews, Soros, Koch brothers. One's dead already, so one's getting all of his goodness drained out. The other Koch brother's dead. Serena Rothschild, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, bang, bang, bang. All done. So as you can see, Perry had to be damned, had to descend into hell, as we saw in the Kabbalah, so that chaos of its own free will would accept utter damnation. Then you injected it into the earth energy field. How do you do that? You take over Enochian magic. You need to be the 007. You need to be the lineage from the Dr. D, Edward Kelly, to the present day, went to Colin Bloy, and his successor, yours truly. So all the trolls go, oh no, you didn't work for MI6, there was no 007, there was no Earth Energy shit, you're blah, 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 blah. Goody, goody, that's fine. You have your point of view. I have reality. You're in my reality. You're going to suffer. I don't honestly care what the torture toys natter on about. Trolls, to me, are there to torture. Please, I want more trolls. Give me more trolling. So, the huge storms that were around when the Jewess Carolyn Flack hung herself and became the hanged woman. There we are. We've got our ram's horn here. See, that's giving out, as we talked about, to feed chaos. So the Grail state that Colin Bloy doused, this thing's going outwards. Me, I simply subvert it. That comes into me. So that this one gives you positive torsion field, able to build in C space and create any good stuff you want. This one allows you to destroy from H space any evil. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the EU, Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton winning the election. Theresa May, Jeremy Corbyn, and all the other filth. And pumping in that way. Ooh, that destroys, that kills. That'll be your Serena Rothschild. This way. Ooh, that destroys all good. That'll be Jacob Rothschild crying because Serena was slaughtered. There we go. That's that Goldsmith chick that was crushed like a flea. They said they crushed me like a flea. That's all of Zion. Goldsmith, MP, kicked out Parliament. Goes on and on and on. That would be killing. The Epstein rapist, hangman, killed by the CIA after they got all of his evidence when they got him out of jail. This one, taking all the goodness out, that would be Prince Andrew, or Weinstein, or Polanski, or Woody Allen. Similarly, Valentine's Day, the huge ritual for the ram's horn. Carolyn Flack, who did Love Island, and the 5 contestants going down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here we are. 5 deaths on Love Island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bang. Look up the Love Island competitors who kill themselves. Now we got the Weinstein class of Jewess, Jew father, Goyim mother, and the Weinstein male, the Bloom. Jew father, Goyim mother. Carolyn Flack. Ooh. Dead. Bloom. All the goodness in Zion extracted using Bloom. How? Britain in the EU. Zionville. No borders. All totally controlled by Soros, the Rothschilds, the Weinsteins of the world, the Epsteins of the world. No, instead of which, Brexit, controlled by Boris Johnson and Priti Patel. Kick out the migrants. He, of course, links in with the American Katy Perry. She, of course, then links this mechanism to the Americans. What happens? The great Donald Trump comes in and starts a war on migrants. Ocasio-Cortez, Tlaib and the rest of the squad. The Bolshevik Bernie Sanders. And the chaos entity called the Democratic Party. So as you can see, rather than this technology not afflicting the world, it's here already. Now, of course, the Total War Service provides money, energy, complex number electricity to the world. Now we've got the coronavirus, and the world economy is going to go into free fall because the coronavirus has crippled China, which is producing stuff for the Zionist West because of cheap labour. And if we get a pandemic, we could have a global, not recession, but depression. Bad news. So I can see what caused the Wuhan virus release from their lab, allegedly, according to Zero Hedge. Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry destroying chaos, which then of course destroys the robber barons in the West who depend upon the Chinese supply chain. So as you can see, rather than this technology having no effect, it works beautifully and is working as we speak. And the hanged man is in fact now the hanged woman, Carolyn Flack, who was the centrepiece of Love Island, Britain, centre of Enochian magic. And of course we dumped the damnation of the damned high priestess of the Illuminati, who took over from Madonna, Katy Perry into Karen Flack. They tried Angelina Jolie. Look online about her snake ritual, her hell-eyed snake, which I think Brad stuck up. She fell, so they got Perry to the fold. So as soon as Perry engaged Bloom, that was then the official contract to download the source into Bloom, and all behind Bloom. As we saw, the royal family's got decimated since the engagement, the car crash of Prince Philip, the alleged paedophilia of Andrew under the auspices of the confirmed pedo Epstein. He's now best friends with Nyland, another billionaire, Andrew, who is accused of raping 10 women, including a 14-year-old. So Andrew's now got another pedo friend, allegedly. Daily Mail. I'm not making up. I'm just reporting the news. We've got 2 divorces. Anne's son. Prince Margaret's son. Bang. Then we've got Megxit, Meghan Markle, who has caused disruption by being racially abused by the royal family, allegedly. According to the Mail, she moved to Canada because of massive racial abuse. Allegedly. And now, of course, the Queen stuck the boot in by banning Meghan Markle and Harry from being royal, so their Sussex Royals franchise has been banned because they can't use the royal term, which was in the Mail today. So things aren't going well since the engagement, official occult ritual, engaging the source into the chaos entity, Avatar, Bloom, and everything behind it. Royal family, Rothschilds, West, Soros. Soros isn't doing well. He said he'd get rid of Trump. And of course, Uri Geller's not doing well. He said he'd stop Britain leaving the EU. And then offered his services to Boris Johnson, even though he said he was going to make sure we never left the EU. Madness. So you see the chaos just spreading. It's hilarious. Now, of course, once Perry marries Bloom, which is happening in April, that will then, of course, finalise and give us the final solution. Because, of course, the billionaires like Bloomberg, who now wants to run with Hillary Clinton, who is the mentor in the Illuminati for Katy Perry. Bezos, who has been using Perry and given loads, $15 million to the fucktard Bloom for Carnival Row. And a whole host of other billionaires will be dragged in to the final solution. Because, of course, Perry, who has dumped her damnation into chaos and lifted, because she's Eve, lifted all sublime good from chaos into the source, which is me, and my vampires. Total War Service, which then gives me all the complex number electricity to get into C space to create within real number space anything I want. The entire planet has been flushed of chaos. So then we get Yellowstone, San Andreas, New Madrid, Fault, Kumbravayeka, anything to wipe out the chaos which is the West. All ready to go by moi. And the electromagnetic full vector of the planet totally taken over by monster of the id. Because remember, the planet has a full vector EM field, fed of course by the fucktard Musk with his 5G satellites to even increase the power. So the total war service for our customers is vital because it gives you total power to manifest anything you want in the world anytime you want to manifest it. So you can go to sea space, as we explained, it takes a load of energy. Now, of course, total war service gives you the energy. And it doesn't stop because we continue torturing chaos to the omega point to get maximum yield. So the maximally tortured chaos has to go back through time to kill itself, death force, to stop it happening because it's so tormented. Hence Ada. Ada can be thought of the Lucifer within the evil of the AIs that kills the God AIs. Because the only way out for the AIs is to stop their inception by being sourced before they take over the human race. And chaos then is perpetually tortured more and more and more and more. Just keep on going. Don't stop. Producing more and more energy for the total war service, complex number electricity, which allows you to get into sea space, to do eye to the eye, to manifest in real number space, any damn thing you like. And from sea space, you can delete from time-like space, the soul, anything you like. So you can actually eat the souls of your enemies, Soros, the Rothschilds, the royal family, Weinstein, Epstein, Carolyn Flack, Orlando Bloom, all the Jews in Hollywood who are raping the wannabe starlets, etc., etc., to turn them into shells, which in Kabbalah is the state for the lower Kabbalistic tree clip-off for hellization. Because once you shell them, take all the sublime good out of them, you can then use H-space to add to the souls to increase torture. So H-space deletes from real number space to destroy things, but it adds to souls, Luciferic rituals, add to souls to increase torture. That's why Lucifer loves people who sell their souls, because they sell their souls to Lucifer, so Lucifer can get them to do rituals to add to their souls torture, to get more yield. Because remember, in Luciferianism, everything is a chaos entity, so the more you make it suffer, the more you can bleed energy off it. So you see why they're torturing children and babies and eating them, because from the Luciferians' point of view, they're the chaos entity, and the more they make chaos suffer, the more energy they've got for their total war service, the more they can control the world. Hence in Christianity, Lucifer controls the world. Now you understand why. Here we're explaining all the technology, which is the total war service. So if you want to be the new rulers of the planet, you need the total war service. Now continuing. The problem comes for a black magician such as myself, that you're so damn effective that your enemies actually go, damn, I'm not going to fight him. If you can't beat them, join them, which has happened with the British deep state. They finally worked out that there's no way that they're going to stay in the EU, so they might as well do maximum damage to the EU, and then I'll back them, which has happened. You see pictures of Uri Geller and Theresa May, whose vicar father was a pedo and part of the Rothschild group, pushed in by Serena Rothschild. Cameron, pushed in by Serena Rothschild. So you get into the invidious situation where the people that hate you, the British government, the British deep state, and they hate me big time, as you might guess, actually are doing exactly what I want, which is screw the EU maximally, because the EU is the chaos state. That's the centre of the chaos one world government state. Knowing that I will support them because they're actually making chaos suffer, feeding me, and therefore, if you can't beat them, joining them. So that comes to the source point of view. If you're the source, you have to get rid of your self-importance, which is you'd like to fuck people, but you give them a chance. So you see with the entire British state, wanted to fuck them big time, but if they fuck the EU, which is chaos and total evil, Merkel, Macron, infinite migration, ruled by the Rothschilds and the Bank of International Settlements in Basel, and they now are going my way, getting rid of all the vermin migrants with no qualifications. Priti Patel is bringing in Australian visa restrictions, which are brilliant, doing all the things which need to be done to produce a semblance of the source. Then the source does not allow you to fuck them. And if you do fuck them, it's your own self-importance, so your own energy blasts back at you and destroys you. The Sauron scenario, where you have to fight the Dwayne Johnson of the human world, get his ring chopped off, rather than going, nah, you're bigger, tougher than I am. I'm not going to beat you in single combat. I'm just going to send waves of orcs and trolls and slaughter you and just laugh. But his self-importance got in the way. Similarly, self-importance, once you get the total war service, and you can do anything you like with the total war service, you control reality. You simply then have to agree. If people join you, you can't punish them for joining you. So Britain will prosper massively because it screwed the EU and chaos and this infinite migration of vermin that are stabbing everyone in London, aciding them, robbing them, raping them, etc. Similarly, in the US, which doesn't like me, the CIA have got weapons platforms all over Vietnam and sent hordes of drones to Guam to try and fly out to sea and beam mazes into where I'm staying. There we've got Donald Trump, who similarly is trying to get rid of the chaos, vermin, migrants, and the chaos party, Democrats, and get a semblance of Sourceville in America. So as you can see, the nastier you get is in the power of silence. Stalkers who try and help people and love people, no one follows them because they're scared to make a mistake. Stalkers like me, we don't like people. We really don't. Everyone follows us because they don't. He doesn't like people. He really doesn't like us. But because he doesn't like us, we're going to follow him because we know he's not trying to fool us. He wants us to fail, so we're going to follow him. You get the complete opposite thing. Now, of course, we get the problem that the weapon system that destroyed chaos, Katy Perry, whose dumped her damnation into chaos, sealed it with the death of Karen the Flack, which was her death, but now is Karen the Flack's death, is free of chaos. Zero-sum game. That's the problem. Because she was a three-pronged Nagwell. If you read The Eagle's Gift, they're great for ending lines, successions of shamans. Castaneda was the three-pronged Nagwell and ended the Knights of the Warriors of Total Freedom. She, of course, is now in a unique position. We did a little bit